Bartholomew, the Violet Wizard here, and today we're continuing A Hat in Time. Last time, we managed to beat Chapter 3, and got started on the final main chapter of the game, Chapter 4. So yeah, we are steadily coming to the end of our adventure here. For the most part, we still have the DLC chapters to worry about, and yeah, we still have quite a bit to do. We have 31 out of the 40 main timepieces. So yeah, we are nowhere near done our adventure just yet. For this session, I am mainly going to focus on trying to complete the main story objectives in Chapter 4 and maybe get started on the timepieces. We're probably not going to have time to actually finish the main game before then, but we will be very close to doing this. Also, just kind of want to end the session a little earlier than usual so I can do other stuff. With that said, it is time to head back into Chapter 4 of the Alpine Skyline. As always, the amount of progress we make in this area will steadily build up to the final chapter. So without further ado, let's head back in. Hey there, Watcher. Hope you stick around to see what we got going on here. So yeah, Chapter 4 is definitely one of the most interesting chapters in this game. I think what this chapter lacks in terms of character, like the other 3 chapters did, it definitely has it in terms of exploration. Being able to freely roam the map and choose which objective you want to go after here, it's a very fun idea. Also helps this area is just gorgeous. My choppy frame rate aside. Yeah, unlike when we first started this area, we're not all the way at the beginning. We're actually at the main hub section now, anytime we want to go to free roam. So we have that time rift over there. I want to save that for a little bit later. And let's just go around and see what our next objectives we can do. So we can go over there to that lava area. Yeah, why not? This could be a good place to start off this session. Of course, lava areas tend to have a lot of tricky obstacles for you to get past. If you want to try to grab some of the ponds around here, this will be helpful. The sizzling lava split. So we didn't really have to deal with lava too much in this game. Aside from our first trip to... aside for that one mission in Chapter 1. Hey, bud. This kind of gives an idea on where we can go.
This heat is great! Oh, it's even hotter to the right.
Good to hear. Yeah, we'll see about just how can we not do that, please.
This heat is great!
Oh boy. It's definitely been a while since the last time I jumped into this, even though that was only a few days ago. Just need to readjust to the controls again, but we should be good. Yeah, mainly just want to look around here, see if there's anything else we could... if there's anything else we can get before heading on to our main objective here. And as we are doing this, is there any chance we could not die, please? It's so embarrassing. personally not a big fan of the whole homing attack thing in this game. Lava cake, huh? Okay, it looks like that's more to the main objective. Alright, so let's head back this way and see what we can. Game, come on. Yeah, this is definitely no Sonic game. The homing is a little awkward, I must say. Definitely a few things can be awkward in this game, but for the most part, I still like the adventure we have here. Go over here, I wonder. Mystifying Time Mesa. Does it look like there's a horn here that we can blow?
Hey, this way doesn't lead to any peaks.
Yeah, just kind of a side area, but that's still nice because there's still a lot of stuff we can find over here that'd be good. Yeah, just while we're exploring around the peaks here, what is some stuff we can talk about? Well, one thing that's kind of on a downer note with my place is that very recently our... Ooh, that's something. I wonder, does our new time hat actually... Yeah, it looks like the time hat does help with that. Yeah, that's good to know. Yeah, that does noticeably help with this. Make it across. Alright, so as I was saying earlier, kind of a downer note with my... Now, what does that do? Maybe I'm supposed to hit these buttons here. If I could stop getting interrupted. And kind of a downer note with my place here is that... jeez. It's like a really tight one. There we go. Now that I'm not interrupted by anything right now, I just wanted to say that our dishwasher back at my place is kind of broken right now. Yeah, just kind of irritating, like a piece of the mechanism that like pours the water into the machine just kind of snapped. So yeah, our dishwasher is broken at the moment, and it's definitely going to be a while before we can get that up and running. So me and my brother have actually talked about this, whether we're going to find a way to replace the part, or if there's just no recovery for that and we're going to have to buy a new washing machine. We haven't figured that out yet, but we'll definitely keep our options open. And hopefully things will be good for us. By hitting all those, we managed to bring up the horn for this area. That's good. But yeah, having our dishwasher broken is definitely a pain. Especially because I've started getting back into cooking my own meals lately, and yeah, that obviously leads to a lot of dishes. Okay, so where did that connect to? Oh, it looks like that connected to a good thing. You cleared Mystifying Time Mesa. So we head over here, and we can grab what appears to be a Rift Token. Yeah, I still need to spend those Rift Tokens on whatever I need for those. That's definitely something we can look forward to a bit later. Yeah, our situation over at our condo is just kind of weird at the moment. Hopefully things will be a bit better once we get our whole dishwasher situation fixed. We're also getting people in to help do carpeting for our basement tomorrow, so that's definitely something to look forward to. Well, that doesn't look concerning. Also, what is up with this texture? That is weird. What is with this area? There's a rift token over here. I don't know if we'll actually be able to. Hang on. Yep, we were just barely able to jump over that, which is nice. And grab ourselves another rift token. It really feels like rift tokens are going to be the last of the major collectibles around here. Besides yarn, but, you know, we don't really need yarn at this point. Since we already have what appears to be all the possible hats we can get. Okay, I have an idea here. Using our time hat. Nope, that's not enough. Okay. So I have to climb up here, and there we go. Yeah, that is kind of awkward, but we were able to get through there, no problem. Alright, let's see if we can head back to the main part of this area, cause yeah, that'd be real good. Again, I really love the atmosphere of this area. Just so nice and peaceful, just full of that adventurous spirit to it. I mean, just look at the view in this place. It's a very gorgeous level. I mean, the things they were able to accomplish this game art-wise is very impressive. Especially since this is an indie game, so obviously they have a lot of smaller budgets compared to main AAA games. But you know, this game was funded from Kickstarter, I believe, so you can definitely see where a lot of the effort went here in the visual presentation. Definitely those aspects of this game I really like. Now that we're done with that section, we should be able to head back up here. And hopefully get closer to our next major destination up here. Ember Summit. There is a treasure chest up here. Just want to keep that in mind. So definitely want to grab that treasure chest before we head off to the main area. And yeah, I really love the look of this place. Like, it should be no surprise that volcanic areas can be usually considered one of the more challenging and thus one of the more despised areas in games. But depending on how they're presented, you can get some really good looking lava areas. Especially here, the color scheme they use here is very good with all the dark browns that contrast to the reds, make this area just look very good. Like, the visuals really pop here. They make everything look oh so cozy, even though this is a very active volcanic place. Okay. And there's still one over there we need to worry about. So there is a chest somewhere around here. Where could it be? not around back here, is it? No. Huh, it really is a lava cake, huh? Very impressive looking. Would like to know where this treasure is before we wrap up this section. And that's kind of the struggle of going into a game blind. Is that if you don't know all the details about what you're getting into, it can take a little longer than needed to get through everything. Yeah, that path will lead us straight to our main destination. I think I see something there. Idea here. Also very surprising that the, fire on this building doesn't hurt me. I'm being cooked alive and I don't even care. Yeah, what we need to do is hop over here. And then, yep, we go over onto this tower. And, hey, no! Okay, I really did not appreciate that, but at least I know what to do now. So as for some other stuff that's been going on lately, so I said in my last stream session that I had bought the... Oh, come on, really? That's annoying. So I said in my last stream session that I had bought the Season 1 DVD of Harley Quinn, and I finally managed to finish up that season. And yeah, just still a phenomenal show. Just really love how they wrapped up the first season. And it was just... oh man, just a very tremendous show. I'll definitely be getting into Season 2 when I manage to find a DVD for it, but yeah, it's just a very good experience with it. And that we cleared the Ember Summit. Yeah, just needed to get that ball of yarn that I didn't even really need. But yeah, Harley Quinn is a really good show. Definitely one that I was really happy to follow during the... Oh, can I just... not right now. It's definitely a show that I was I had a lot of fun following the show and seeing clips of it on YouTube and getting to watch the full... Well, Season 1 has just been a very fun experience. As said before, really love the characters, the animation's great, and just seeing a much more comedic take on all these DC characters in the universe, just very... Why am I struggling at this part right now? Whatever. At least the checkpoint is very close by, so we haven't really lost too much progress. Of course, it saved the yarn we got, so shall us be good there. Yep, it saved that. Alright, I guess I'll just leap onto there from the building. Yeah, that's a lot easier. So yeah, I'm very glad I've wrapped up Harley Quinn Season 1. There's definitely been a lot of other shows I've been meaning to get back into. Like, I still gotta finish up the last season of Pokemon Sun and Moon. I definitely need to watch more She-Ra and a lot of other shows I've been meaning to get into. With that said, we finally managed to reach the Lava Cake.
The lava cake.
So we got more of these plants that we saw before. Kinda saw those sprout after we completed the birdhouse.
Lava cake.
This is another very good sight to see in a volcanic area, just these hot springs. I mean, it wouldn't be a volcanic area if they didn't have nice, relaxing hot springs here.
How did the place end up like this anyway?
Well, okay, how did I survive that? I will not know. This also seems like a good area to use the time hat. With that said, I should probably see if I can grab some more flares for this, because, yeah, time hat just looks kind of, I don't know. It just seems kind of generic to me. Kind of wish it was a bit more impressive looking. I mean, it's still a very nice hat, but, you know, I'm just weird and stingy like that. Yeah, it's a very nice looking area here, just, like, seriously, I know that's boiling hot lava, but it looks good enough to eat. And over here we can grab some more yarn. Not like we need it, but still very nice. Okay, those can sink down. And besides TV shows...
Place for a child to be at.
Oh yeah, definitely safe. Yeah, besides shows that I've been meaning to watch, there've also been a lot of games I've been meaning to get back into. Where does that go? I'm gonna assume that's not on the main path.
I think I spy some treasure.
Yeah, that's a good sign for me. So over here off the beaten path, we should be able to get some treasure here. It's probably going to be another Rift token. But yeah, in terms of other stuff I'm meaning to do, there's definitely some games I've been meaning to get back into. Like I keep saying, I've been meaning to get back into Xenoblade Chronicles, and definitely you want to find the time to do that, but with me being just so busy with work lately, I just haven't had a good opportunity. I know I keep saying that all the time, but I really don't have an excuse. Just been very busy with work. I'm trying to think here. Should be fine. Yep. It's looked a bit scary. I was still able to attack these guys, so the fire is just cosmetic. Kinda sad, really. But over here, we're able to get... Yep, another Rip token. So yep, that was the treasure we got there. In terms of other stuff I'm meaning to do, I've actually been getting back into Super Mario 3D World, which is a game I do like, and the Switch version has definitely been very good, especially with the Bowser's Fury mode, which, as I stated before, is just a really fun addition to the game. But I've been getting back into the main game of that as well, and one particular part of it has been interesting to say the least. I'm mainly referring to the game's post-game content, because yeah, it does have a bit of post-game, and it's fairly interesting. Like, one very neat thing with the game is that it is the first playable appearance of Rosalina in a main series Mario game. And I really appreciate that because she's just one of my favorite Mario characters, and getting to play as her is always a treat. It's got some more yarn there. Very nice, even though I don't need it. Just realized I'm standing on top of a giant knife. Not good. I just kind of want to be back on dry land there. Let's get our time stop hat. Okay, I kind of don't trust you. There we go. And yeah, post-game of 3D World is definitely something. It's definitely challenging. A lot of these levels have been kicking my butt. What is interesting about the post-game as well is that some of the levels are actually remix versions of portions of some of the previous levels in the game. So it's kind of cool getting to revisit familiar parts of the game with a new spin to them. Like having to get through the level under a certain time limit, or them moving the locations of a lot of different collectibles. Definitely makes the post-game feel really cool. Ooh, that's pretty risky there. I just noticed the yarn there, but whatever. We got a timepiece. And as stated before, I don't need to go after all the yarn. With that, we cleared the lava cake. And some more of those plants have sprouted. Well, that's definitely not going to be good. Yeah, what's very nice here is that we are warped back to the main hub and just able to take on the various challenges here in whatever order we want. This path down here that we haven't taken yet. Why don't we head over this way? The goat refinery. Alright, we got a treasure here, so definitely want to watch out for whatever this is. Yeah, it is definitely something how we are so close to the end of this adventure now, which definitely relieving for me, because I definitely have some interesting plans for streams in the foreseeable future. And I'm even planning stuff that I can stream for next year as well. Oh, so yeah, I'm definitely trying to figure out what my plans, what my schedule will be in terms of, wow, can we please, yeah, I'm still figuring out what I'm going to be doing in terms of my schedule, but I definitely have a pretty good plan for the future ahead, so definitely going to be a lot more fun stuff for us to do. Especially one of my major plans is to revisit a game that we have not yet finished yet on this channel, but one that will be very good to do. Especially because I've been watching one of my friends playing through that game recently, and with me doing another personal playthrough of that game, it's definitely gotten on me a lot of experience that'll be helpful for when I return to the game this year. Alright, Goat Refinery, we have fully completed. What? So don't think this is connected to any other main areas. Yeah, there's the bird cage, which we completed. Hat kid, you okay? Yep, we're all done here, so time to hit on back. Actually, it looked like there was something else in the hidden in the trees over there.
I don't think any hourglasses tell this way.
So I think, yeah, we can hop on these trees, and they should carry us over to something good. Well, good relatively speaking, cause it's just yarn. But hey, if you haven't gotten enough yarn to make the time skip hat, that's definitely a good place to grab that. Well, excuse me, Mr. Goat. Yeah, definitely gotta watch out for those goats, cause they can be very mean if they hit you. Alright, I see an area that we can get to relatively close by, so...
The old windmill is this way. Make sure you swing towards the path you want.
Yep, definitely know about that mechanic. Shouldn't be too bad here. Yep, we're gonna be taking the path to the old windmill now. Goat outpost horn.
There's a horn at the top.
This looks like another good area to use the time stop at. Yeah, considering that part there, that'll definitely be helpful. So yeah, I definitely have some interesting plans for the foreseeable future. And I hope to get started on those plans soon, depending on how my schedule is. Because, yeah, I definitely have a lot of work days in the... and just trying to balance out my day job alongside my various gaming and art projects. It's definitely been a hassle, but yeah, I'm just trying to balance this out as much as I can so I'm able to do what I can. Yeah, time hat, very good there. Is there nothing to do on this end? I guess not. Speaking of game stuff, something I am very, very excited for is in only a few more days, Monster Hunter Rise is finally going to be released. I've been waiting for this game for so long, and I am so excited to get into it, because I really like the Monster Hunter series, and even though I've only played 2 games in the series, I'm definitely very excited to jump into Rise and kind of see what the deal is here. I have played the demo for Rise that's available on the Switch, obviously, and it's definitely given me a lot to think about in terms of this game and the amount of progress it's been on this series. Because, unfortunately, I did miss out on playing a Monster Hunter World, even though I could have easily gotten the game at any time, really. I don't know, whatever reason, I've just been putting off getting into that game, and with Rise very close to being released, I really don't see much use for diving into it for the time being. But, you know, that's fine. That's my decision to make, and I'm just going to deal with that.
There's a horn.
With that said, we can now ride the banner here in order to get to the windmill.
The
Be
old
very
windmill
good.
is this way.
Right? Let's go take that path. Hey, goat man. See, I'm very excited for Rise, especially because it's going to be like my first major opportunity to play this particular game with friends. Because Cause, yeah, I really didn't have any opportunity to play with other people in for Try or Generations, which are the Monster Hunter games that I have played previously. Yeah, for whatever reason, I just didn't feel up for it. I see that there.
I think this one leads to a horn. You can just see it.
Yep, I can see it. So why don't we head over this way and see what this opens up. It's probably going to give us some more curly tail horn trail.
Take care, kid. I went up ahead and scratched slightly.
Oh yeah, I definitely remember this being a bit of a tricky part. So this area has invisible enemies. We got ourselves some thieves. They'll attack you and steal your pawns. There's definitely some interesting enemies here. They're obviously based on cats in terms of their design. It's very fitting, given how sneaky they can be at times. And yeah, they're definitely going to be a hazard in this area, but you could just barely make out their silhouette as they get close to you. It's really not too much of a problem dealing with these guys, I guess. Hey, take that. Nice try, buddy. Alright, there's another one coming up. It stole my hat! Give me back my hat, you! Alright, that's something they can do. They can steal your hats. Definitely want to watch out for that. Luckily, I don't think this is a Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time scenario where if you lose your shield or tunic to a like, then you lose them forever. Just smack those guys and you should be able to get your hat back, no problem. Alright, with that, we managed to clear this area. And opened up another path. Alright, let's go see what this will bring us. Hopefully something good. I must say I do like the art here. Also feels very Monster Hunter in terms of its design. I guess that does kind of connect to what I was just discussing about Monster Hunter earlier. Because that series also has some tricky cat-like characters in it. Although the Palicos are definitely a lot nicer than these thieving brats. Although the Monster Hunter games do have a group of thieving cat enemies. What am I trying to look for here? Alright, I blew the horn and then a pathway opened. Where exactly? Just kind of not paying attention because I kind of focus on my discussions there. Kind of disappointing, really. Like, that is something I actually consider quite a bit of a hang-up in terms of content creators. Now, whether you're YouTube or Twitch or whatever platform you're using, like, if you're one of those people who plays video games and obviously doing commentating while you're doing video games, because obviously it can be like, quite difficult to balance the two out, but yeah, any situation where
I think this one leads to a horn. You can just see it.
it does look like there's more to this area than I saw before, but whatever, I'll leave that for now. yeah, as I was saying, just any opportunity where there is a content creator going through a game and for whatever reason they're distracted by the game, or what I'm trying to say is they get distracted while they're discussing a certain topic, so they miss out on whatever's going on screen. Especially if they miss out like a very key point of information and about where to go or what they need to accomplish for a certain objective. Like, that can be really annoying, and I consider that like a very serious pet peeve when it comes to content creators. Like, I know they're trying to divide their attention between making sure they're doing both interesting commentary and also good gameplay. As long as you're able to balance the two out, I think that's a very good thing for a content creator. Yeah, it does look quite a climb. But yeah, I have seen a lot of people who aren't able to balance out those. Wow, can we please do this? Can we do this properly? There we go. This looks like a kind of... Well, I was gonna say it looks like an icy area, but it really isn't. Well, our friend the badge seller is here, so that's good. What's up, bud? Haven't talked to you in a while.
Have you come to make another purchase?
Yeah, it looks like we only have 2 badges left to buy. Yeah, that one is just kind of... Nope. We'll buy the Mumble badge. So this badge is interesting to say the least. If you're familiar at all with the Banjo-Kazooie games, you probably know about how when the characters talk and you hear them just kind of babbling. Example, if we have this badge equipped. Let's talk to this guy again.
Say, yeah.
Yeah, so instead of normal voice acting, they just have a little random babbling. It's pretty neat. It's not a badge I particularly find all that great. It's mainly just something for those people who like the kind of retro feel of those older games and how they'd handle voice acting. Yeah, not all that special. And the fact it was even more expensive than the one where you become a one-hit wonder just kind of, I don't know. But yeah, we gotta make our way up the windmill now. Okay, how are we not able to stand on that rope? I swear, sometimes this game, it makes good sense in a lot of areas, but the rest of the time it doesn't. It's just kind of weird. We got another of this. There we go. It's always those bits that always get me. Ooh, I see a group of pawns there. Hey, back you. Stupid scavengers. Oh, we already have our Dweller mask on. Guessing the time mask would also be good for this part. And for doing that, we get another Rift token. Very nice. Alright, that's all good, but we have to climb all the way back up. Jeez. This game, you know. I'm still really liking it, but but there are those moments. I'm still kind of thinking about other stuff that I'll be playing eventually, because definitely have options there. Okay, I can clearly see that's wool, and yeah, I do not need to grab that, so we'll just leave that there. Yeah, definitely make use of your time hat in this area. It is very handy. Get on there properly. This area actually reminds me a bit of that one clock level from Super Mario 64. Although obviously this one is a lot more stylized and nice visually, and also just a lot more better in terms of structure. Like, don't get me wrong, Super Mario 64 has some good level design in it, but I don't know, some of the levels can be pretty weird, and mainly has to do with the like the way the game was constructed. You know, if it being one of the earliest 3D platformers, they obviously haven't ironed out too much of the... Whoa, it's actually very close there. We don't need anything from there, do we? No, I don't think so. Some more stuff we can break here. Break all the things. Get out of those pawns. If we're gonna get that last badge, we'll definitely need it. Although, yeah, I really don't see a reason to go after all the badges. There are definitely some good ones, but for the most part, yeah, they're really not all that important. Like, I see no reason to get the 1 hit point badge at this point in the game. Now, that was very impressive. Once again, this is what I mean by this area being a lot better in terms of its layout than other platform games. Especially the older ones. Should be able to get... Ooh, just barely. Quite high up now. This is an interesting... Ooh, that was something. Okay, this will definitely require our time stop. I gotta say, it's been very fun to go up here. Alright, I definitely know I should be able to get that. I know it's probably just going to be pawns, but, you know, it's still something good that I can use. Again, this game has just been a very solid platformer. Like, even though I haven't been playing this game for very long, I've just been having such a blast with it. Which, you know, is just a good attitude to have. But definitely have seen a lot of people take their games a bit too seriously. It's kind of good to just find a nice game to enjoy, not have to worry too much about everything. Especially because this game isn't too punishing. Alright, that's probably going to lead to something good. Or it's just going to lead to another Rift token. I don't know, just kind of want to see. Really? Is there nothing else? Alright. Oh, no! Wow, game, could we have done that any worse? What do I do from this end? Oh, obviously. Should be pretty close to the top now. Yeah, we're steadily making it there. Hey, bud. Ah, those 8 guys again. Thought I got rid of you back at the birdhouse. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure when I'm going to be calling this session. I did say I was going to end it earlier than usual. But we'll just see how things progress going forward and before we make my decision. I don't know about you, but I haven't noticed I kind of have a thing where even when I'm just talking to myself, I still like use we as if I'm actually talking with other people. I don't know. It's just kind of how I am at the moment. I was just trying to think about other things to talk, cause definitely not the most chatty person usually, and alright, I see it. I think, yep. I mean, usually when I'm around other people, I tend not to talk a lot because I am introverted in that way. Unless there's something that I really want to talk about or have a very big interest in. But for the most part, I tend to keep myself quiet. Looks like we are just at the top already. Woo! This has definitely been an endeavor. We are finally at the top. So, how are we gonna get to this bad boy? Well, like that, obviously. Just gonna grab that. Alright. Timepiece number 33. And with that, we cleared the windmill. Some more of those very nice looking plants have sprouted. I'm sure that no bad stuff will come from that.
These telescopes let you look far away.
Alright, so we dealt with the lava cake. We've done the birdhouse. I have an idea on where else we're able to
The
go.
birds at the birdhouse steal shiny beans.
So I believe up here if we take this route.
Ah,
Yep, that will lead to the bell, which should be our next main objective. Definitely making a lot of good progress here, which is very good. The Twilight Path. Good. Hopefully it's not too sparkly, you know. So what I should say is that I hope it has a lot more sassy imps and not a lot of sparkly vampires. I don't even know I'm trying to get there. I guess I could say that I've kind of eased up on kind of my disdain for Twilight over the years, like, and I'm just like, it's a book that I had, like, no intention of ever reading. It's a series of movies that I had no intention of ever seeing, so why should I really care this much about showing disdain for it? You know? Just, a lot of the time I feel like there is a lot more important things we can do than just hating something just for the sake of hating it. You know? Definitely love the atmosphere of this area. It's kind of haunting. Man, we're already heading up to the bell. What exactly are we gonna see up here? The Twilight Bell. I wonder what our objective here is gonna be. Hello, Mr. Badge Seller.
Young one.
Yep, the only thing we have left to buy from him is the one-hit hero badge, which I see no reason to get.
Thing. If only I could reach it.
Oh, now that is cool. Speaking of Twilight Princess, definitely getting a lot of vibes to that game here. And yeah, there's definitely a very cool use of the Dweller's Mask powers here. Definitely love being able to make the unseeable scene. Except these guys are blocking our ability to use our Dweller Mask in a certain radius. It's a little irritating, but nothing too bad. Yeah, this is just a very cool area. I just love the atmosphere here. This is definitely something. Want to be real careful of these guys that don't knock us down. And I just love the feel of this area. It's just so mystic and cool. Whoa, that was close. Alright, we got a key. Where does that lead to? I guess we'll figure that out very soon. Whoop! That's unfortunate. Well, we still have the key, so that's good. Don't have to double back there. So I wonder... Yep, we We take the key there, we open this door. That's another checkpoint. That's interesting. Okay, that is cool. It's gonna need another key to go forward. That's not gonna help us. Oh, there we go. Alright, that is real clever. It's definitely a nice use of these mechanics. Alright, now that we have the key, what end do we go through here at? So we're gonna have to find some other way to do that. There's some yarn over there, but as I stated before, I don't need all the yarn. Oh, there we go. Looks like we have that handled. Which opens this door. It's quite interesting that it seems like you don't need to explore every part of this map. Oh yeah, this is definitely a cool section here. Okay, that could have gone better, but at the very least, shouldn't have to worry too much about this part. Woo! Must say, I was having quite a bit of difficulty with the controls in this game for quite a long time, but definitely getting a lot more adjusted to them. So what do I do about this part? Want me up here. And now... I feel like there's a horn I need to blow in order to connect those two trees. So I feel like I'm gonna need to come back. Or is there something else I haven't gotten in this area? There is that. Actually, that's just to grab the yarn, it looks like. So... yeah, I feel like if we head back, we should be able to figure out this next part. It is nice they give us the option to actually go back. Alright, I think this way will be good. It's pretty good that I handled the timing there. Close. Alright, there's the horn. So, by blowing that... fix those 2 trees. So yeah, I definitely should have explored more of this before. Alright, at least now I know. And with that, we can head back here. And we are good to finish this next section off. Again, they make very good use of the Dweller's Mask in this area. Very cool. Major props to developers for this. Again, the Dweller's Mask is just such a very fun concept, with us bending reality in order to expose things that aren't normally there. It's a very cool idea for a power-up. Wish they would do that more in Mario games. I mean, they kind of do in Mario Galaxy, but not to the extent that they do here. But with that, we are... There we go. We are done with the Twilight Bell. We are making some very good progress now. And another one of those plants has spawned. Chapter 4. The illness has spread. So by completing all the main objectives in the Alpine Skyline, we have unknowingly unleashed a plague onto this area. This is what everything in the Alpine Skyline has been building up to. We have accidentally unleashed these plants all across the area, and they have poisoned the minds of everything. The goats are now much more aggressive. They will damage you if you get too close. So definitely need to watch out for them. So gotta do the best we can to navigate the skyline and get rid of the plants that we have spread. Definitely an exciting way to end this chapter, especially with it being the last of the main chapters before we go at the final boss. This was definitely a very interesting way to finish things here. You'd see here, spreading the plants has not only just affected the residents of this area, it's also affected the environment and the weather, really showing just how powerful these plants are. So need to head this way. And again, just a very neat idea for this area, as we've been exploring all across the Alpine Skyline, opening up all these different paths in order to get our objectives. And now us having to double back to these areas as they're being destroyed by this horrifying weather phenomenon, and with all these toxic plants everywhere. It's definitely a very neat way to end this whole adventure of ours here. Of course, once we draw close, we see where our objective is. They will start firing out seeds to try to stop us. And again, we can see just how much these parasites have started to spread and how they're affecting the local area. Again, watch out for the goats. They will not show you mercy. Managed to reach the first of the plants. Let's go herbicidal on your ass. So managed to cure this area. still got many more plants to deal with. Looks like the goat's passed out. He's not going to give us any more trouble, so let's keep moving. Yeah, this act really does it for me, and tying everything that we've been doing here in the skyline together, and just showing this great danger that we've unleashed by trying to get our timepieces back. It definitely shows that while we are noble and trying to what am I trying to say here? Basically, our kid is out to help themselves, basically, and they're just kind of getting mixed up in everyone else's stories. Yeah, but here in the Alpine Skyline, it has been much more subtle in that we haven't really had an opportunity to interact with the main residents of this area. And even then, our actions have drastically affected this area and the place they lived in such a cataclysmic way. Really showing how our small actions can really affect people. I know I'm not trying to get like really philosophical right now, it's just a little observation that I have. Especially regarding Hat Kid. We have a very interesting position as a protagonist when we're mainly out for ourselves, and our end game is not really to help out the people of this land. We're just trying to get the timepieces so we can go home. And that makes for an interesting dynamic that we have with the residents of this area. We saw this before with the Mafia and Mustache Girl, DJ Bruce, the Conductor, and Snatcher. But here, seeing how our actions have just drastically made everything worse here for the residents of the Skyline, really makes you wonder, could this all have been avoided? I think I want to head this way. Yeah, that should be the right... Yep, that's the right path. And again, just the atmosphere of this stage is so good. Things are a lot more dangerous here. Those plants will definitely hurt you. Avoid them at all costs. Again, we got more of those possessed goats here that you want to watch out for. Oh, no. Come on. So the plants have even blocked off access to other sections of the map. Alright, now we gotta deal with another plant. Which means we got more seats to avoid. Their attacks are starting to get a lot more dire. Definitely get out of the center of those attacks or you will take damage. It's got another goat here to look out for, which should be good. There we are. We've reached the main plant. Let's take it out. Boy, I sure do know how to de-weed a mountain. This area's been cleaned up. Looks like we have one more plant to deal with. I definitely want to heal up. Looks like got one more objective before the end of this stage. And again, what a very good way to end the last of the main story missions of this game. I just feel like this is a very fitting and very satisfying way to end things here. Like, we don't really have a big boss battle like we did with the Mafia boss or the Snatcher or the two rival directors. We're just trying to solve this crisis up here on the Skyline. There's no big villain for us to face. And we're just trying to fix the mistake that we made here. And bring this area back to normal. That could have gone better. Come on. With that said, after we do this mission, there is another thing I want to do with our current setup, because we got something that's really going to help us out in our... there was still a treasure here that we missed. Okay. I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point, since our main objective here is to try to get rid of these plants. And at this point, what do we really need here? I mean, with everything we've gotten at this point, we really don't need much else to finish the game, other than the remaining timepieces. Because, yeah, I'm still going for 100% on those. Relatively soon. Alright, so our next plant is up there. Yep, here we go. This should be the last section. Got another plant to deal with. Yeah, things are definitely hectic here. We're being attacked on all sides. Those guys will be a pain. Head up here, get healed up. Nope. Come on. That sucks. Okay, we should still be good. Yeah, our last checkpoint was pretty close by, so I think we're good. I really hope that cutscene there wasn't an indicator of something bad. No, I think we're good. I mean, it would suck if we had to do like this entire mission in one life. Like, come on. Hello there, Mr. Plant. Trust me, I am a fan of plant life, but this is going a bit too far, you know? I mean, Veridi is one of my favorite Kid Icarus characters for a reason. You've cleared Ember Summit. How? I don't remember grabbing anything. However... Alright, jump up here, and there we go. There we go. By taking all the plants, I've restored this area to its normal state.
The air is clear again. And the goats seem to have come to their senses again. I don't really understand it, but I assume we have you to thank. We found this in a cluster of those flowers after they wilted again. You were pretty insistent on going after the others, so I guess it belongs to you?
Yes, it does.
Thank you for helping us.
Let's got ourselves the last of the main story timepieces. Of course, we have a pretty good idea on where the last major one is located. We'll handle that later. So with that, we now have 35 timepieces. Now if we check the Alpine Skyline here, managed to complete all the main objectives, and open up some new time rifts. And we finished the finale of this area. All we have to do is complete the time rifts here, and we'll be good. Okay, I have some good ideas on where these ones are located. But I think I'll save those for next session. So before we end things off here today, there is one thing that we have been needing to do for quite a while. It's an objective that's been open to us for quite some time, but we haven't been able to actually do it because we didn't have anything to help with that. And that is, we are going over here to the Rift Token machine. Let's spend those Rift Tokens and see what we get. Okay, that looks pretty cute. I think I'll take that. So got a new time stop hat. Kinda looks like a mix between a squid and a panda. Yeah, sure, we'll take that. Let's see what else we're able to grab. New hat flare, and let's see what else we get. New color scheme. Yeah, we'll take that. That looks neat. We'll equip that to us right now. Okay, these are some very nice colors. Yeah, that hat does look kind of weird, though. There's still something else we can get with our Rift Tokens. Let's re-roll. That looks cool, but let's see what else we get. Alright, fine, I'll take that. I mean, that is a nice hat. The bow really complements it very nicely. Not enough tokens. I mean, we have gathered quite a lot of Rift Tokens over the course of this adventure. The Freedom. Yeah, this is a nice color scheme. Think we'll keep this for a little while longer. But no, the main thing that I really wanted to look out for is something is now available to us back in Chapter 1. At long last, we are now able to do the mission, Cheating the Race. This has been a long time coming. And you can probably guess why this took so long for us to do. In order to beat this mission, we need the time stop hat, which you only get in Chapter 4. So, yeah. This mission has been available to us since our very first session playing this game, and we're only just now able to actually be able to beat it. This game definitely has some odd pacing. I still love this game, but man, it can be weird at times. Holy slow down, Batman. Should come as no surprise that we need our time stop hat on.
Ha-ha! Rockets are fast, and if Mafia on rocket, Mafia is fast. Fastest man alive! Little child want to race fastest man alive? Mafia stole timepiece from HQ. If you win, Mafia give it to you.
Race me, chicken!
It is on! Mafia not sure Mafia survive this, but at least Mafia die as fastest man alive!
Probably explains why you can't get a date. I'm sorry, I really love that joke from Justice League.
Get ready. Go!
So in order to complete this objective, we need to use our time stop hat. The only way we're going to complete this objective is by cheating. Wow, could we just... That did not go well. That did not go well at all. Yeah, I knew this wouldn't be the easiest mission to complete, but... Yeah, may take us a few tries to do this, but I'm not too worried.
Ha-ha! Little child, it is on!
Yeah, there's no other way around
Get
it.
ready. Go!
No, 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 no! No, shut it! There we go, last second! Timepiece number 36. And with that, we have gotten everything we can get in Mafia Town. I mean, I probably missed a few things here and there, but we're good. There's nothing left for us to do here. We do have some time rifts we could still do, but... Yeah, we could go and finish up Chapter 4 now, but I kind of want to save that for our next session, because I don't want the only objective we have to do in the next session be the final battle. So yeah, we'll save the end of the game for our next session, which hopefully will come about next week. I do have a bit of a lighter schedule next week, so maybe we'll see if we can get 2 new streams in then. Because, yeah, I got quite a lot of work to do coming up. So, next time on A Hat in Time, we'll be finishing up Chapter 4, and then we'll make our way to the final battle. Until next time, have a good night, and take care.